What's up everyone, and thank you for stopping by the channel. Today's project is this Ryobi hedge trimmer. The problem is that the pull rope is beginning to fray, so we need to replace it. Let's take a good look at it, find out what's wrong with it, and hopefully we can fix it. In this video, we try and repair this hedge trimmer. However, it may not be the exact repair you need to make to yours. We'll explore other options later in the video. A pull rope will fray and start to break for a few reasons, but most of the time I find it's mostly the way the user is pulling on the handle. That seems to be the case here. So all we need to do now is to take the plastic cover off and replace the rope. Unfortunately, it's easier said than done. This has to be one of the most difficult pull ropes to replace, and I don't look forward to doing this one. If I've got you second guessing this repair, I wouldn't blame you if you took it in for someone else to fix it. After cutting the handle free, remove all the screws on the rear and front cover. There is a screw on the cover that is missing on the underside, so make sure it's removed as well. After all the screws are removed, disconnect the two connectors for the kill switch. Next, remove the filter cover so we can disconnect the throttle cable from the carburetor. Now if your carb has more than one hole for the cable, make a note as to which one it was in. After this, separate the engine and the cover. To get to the rope, we have to remove the clutch, and to get to the clutch, we'll have to keep the engine from turning. To do that, we'll remove the spark plug and put some rope in the engine. Then we can use a large adjustable wrench to remove the clutch. We can now remove the recoil assembly from the engine. After that, loosen the 3 screws on the retaining tabs. We can then remove the pulley from the spring section and remove the old rope. Next, get your new rope and reinstall it in the pulley with a decent knot. It will be up to you what kind of rope to use, but to make it easy, there are kits available at your home improvement stores. After that, pull the pulley back on the spring section. Now it's time to wind the spring. Take the rope and turn the pulley clockwise a couple of turns until the pulley can't take any more rope when let go. If there is still room for more rope, wind the spring a single turn at a time until it can't take any more. Now that the recoil is ready, we need to put it back on the engine. It's important that this round piece with the hole in it is facing the same direction as the bottom of the engine. It's also important that the rope comes off the pulley on the side of the carburetor, otherwise you'll have a lot of resistance when pulling the rope. After you make sure that the recoil is on the right way, reinstall the clutch. Also make sure that the large plastic ring that the recoil sits on faces towards the spark plug. Next, remove the rope and reinstall the spark plug. Finally, take the rope and put it through the hole in the front cover. Then stab the cover over the engine. Then carefully reinstall all the screws. I'm not going to replace the rear cover just yet. I'll do that when I know everything is working like it's supposed to. Here's the screw that I mentioned earlier that was missing. Don't forget to replace it if you removed yours. After all the screws are in place, then reconnect the kill switch wires and the throttle cable. Another reason why your rope is getting frayed is because the eyelet that the rope passes through in the cover is wearing away, and it's causing it to damage the rope. Unfortunately, I don't think they sell the eyelet by itself, so replacing the whole cover is the best fix. After the air filter cover is replaced, we can now install the original pull handle and cut the rope to length. Now that it's all back together, let's try starting it and hopefully we don't have to tear into the carburetor. Well, it starts just fine, however, it's a bit cold nature, so let's make a slight carb adjustment so it runs a bit better. To make this adjustment, you'll need a Pac-Man tool for this carb. We'll start by turning the screw near the engine counterclockwise just a bit and more if we need to. It died as soon as we squeezed the throttle, so let's turn the same screw earlier just a bit more. It may look like we turned the screw near the engine a lot, but in reality they were only small adjustments. In total, it probably wasn't over 3/4 of a turn. At about 11:23, we also increased the idle speed due to the extra fuel slowing the engine down. Since everything seems to be working, we'll replace the rear cover. So my question is, would you tackle this repair or is this too complicated? The first time I did this repair, I questioned if I would ever buy another Ryobi trimmer just to avoid this problem. I know what I would do, but I'm curious about your answer. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate your time. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask and I'll see you in the next video.